Welcome to Inside the Firm, a podcast dedicated to small business owners and hosted by entrepreneurs Alex Gore and Lance Cayko. Each week, they take you on their journey of how to start, run, and grow a business by bringing you inside their architecture and real estate development firm. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of how these business leaders manage their clients and foster company culture while creating new and innovative projects. And now your hosts, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko.
Welcome to another episode of Inside the Firm. We have a great show for you today. It is titled Architects Are We Cooked? We're going to learn if we are or not. Some unks are going to tell you if we're cooked or not. Very excited about this. Before we get into this, I'm your host, Al Gore. I'm here with Lance Hard Data Cayko.
The hardest, bro.
You will
Look
understand
at me. I'm the
why.
gangster of databases.
Data runs from him. What was that? That movie Hard Time with Will Ferrell and a funny short guy.
Funny short guy.
Yeah. Someone will know. They know
right,
it. They know it.
Screaming right now.
Yep. That's you basically. Hey, the read for me today is school is restarting it again. You need to school yourself in RevitRocketship.com. It is the best investment you will make so that you can operate quicker, you can operate with more confidence, and get more done. When you can get more done, you can bill more out. If you and your firm are not doing that, you are losing money. You are losing money. Go over to RevitRocketship.com, take a look through it, sign you and your firm up. That's what I have to say today, RevitRocketship.com.
If you are looking to find an inflection point of growth that is so substantial it makes you a mainstay instead of a startup, you need to go to architectsguide2.com. Learn from me and Al, yours truly, how to flip your architecture projects into building projects, become a general contractor, extend the cash flow pipeline, architectsguide2.com. Al, back to me. We're going to start off with some bad news. We're going to be in and out 20 minutes, I think, on this show. Perfect for your morning commute. The ABI July 2026 architecture firm billings remain weak. Al, this was published 2 days ago.
Oh, good.
It is not good. So, we continue this crappy trend of weak billings that remain. We were hoping we'd have a different outlook on it, and I'm going to show you the data here. Al loves graph score.
I do.
So inquiries went way up in June again, and we were like, great, hopefully billings go up, and they declined further. So we're still in the red. I think this is like a record amount of time we've been in the red. We're below 50 again. What does it mean? Regionally, it's about the South took a little hit. They were the strong point, I think, the last time we went over this. Multifamily continues to struggle. Institutional is kind of going upwards again. Commercial's down. It's just a mixed bag of everything. So that's what we got. And which points again to man, how can you if you already made the sale, if you already have a client you've convinced to hire you as an architect, geez, you already done the hard part. Imagine then convincing them to have you build their project too, and then have a GC fee on top of that. Way better.
The other thing too to think about, because I just realized this about Colorado, they lost. We went over this a couple months ago. You might have looked into your own state. They lost 12,000 people, but that's just the macro of Colorado. States are big. What's actually growing is the upper northern part of Colorado. Mm-hmm. So they've actually
NOCO.
Yep. Weld County.
Yep.
Larimer County is actually increasing in people, while Denver is losing people generally. And it high cost Denver, Fort Collins, Longmont, Loveland. Loveland's underrated. Everyone knows that. Who knows Loveland? Are great places. So I say that to say to you is just don't only look at your region or your state. Look within your state. Where are things growing? Mm-hmm. Where are new neighborhoods going up? Where are new town centers going up? that can be a hotbed for you.
Yeah. Next, Al, he's going to talk about some Bitcoin apparently.
Yes.
Dude, I woke up this morning and it went. Did you see overnight it hit 80?
I did not.
Overnight it hit 80K. So
And
just so you know, we are back, boys.
there's a reason why we're talking about this, and it's not just because of Bitcoin, which is great and exciting. It's why Bitcoin went up.
I've got your link up here. Is this
Yep.
the right one? You want me to go
Why
down?
Bitcoin went up? No. You didn't copy it right.
I'm going to copy this. Why
Why is it doing that?
What is it doing? What's it called?
It's going to.
Why Bitcoin prices are so.
Just click on it.
I did that too.
I believe you. Why the top one? Just click on it.
Hey,
there we
there we
go.
go. Hey.
Hey-o.
Hey-o.
Bitcoin. The Bitcoin bulls
Yes!
are back.
Hey, now we have to change his name again.
Al
the
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin Bull Gore. Oh my God.
Over the past
Very
48
exciting.
hours, the price of Bitcoin is up 18% to more than 77K. It is currently sitting at 77K. Look at that.
Man, I'm so happy.
And it
portfolio
hasn't
looks good
traded
again.
above 70K since May.
Yeah.
The strong trigger in Bitcoin was driven by Treasury's move to buy back bonds at a longer end of the yield curve. Bernstein strategist Gautam Chuhugni
Good job. That was good enough, Al.
explained in a note today.
Published author, by the way.
We are not macro experts, but we do know Bitcoin historically has a positive reaction to liquidity expansions. That's the
They're
key
printing
thing.
money.
So
They're printing that money again,
the
boys. Here
US
we go.
Treasury, I'm scrolling down. The U.S. Treasury surprised financial markets this week by announcing it will double the maximum size of long-term bond buybacks, meaning they're printing money to buy bonds from the government, operating from $2 billion to $4 billion per session. Who's our main guy? That's the U.S. Treasury, Scott Bessent.
Yes.
He said we can even do more than that. We have more tricks up our sleeves. In this article, it even quotes, he says he has a big toolkit. So why Bitcoin is surging so much and actually stocks aren't is because I think it's the easiest to move money. Like if money comes in the system, like people who have money can instantly just translate it into Bitcoin. It just goes like that. I know you can do that to stocks too, but stocks, especially if you're moving big money, these companies have analysts in it, and they have to have a reason why and a position and a strategy.
John Kyle, are you listening?
Yep. Where I think
We're back.
Yep.
They're gonna turn on the printer, boy.
and here this is my theory. If you just want to store a bunch of cash, just store it. You don't know what to do with it. You just got a bunch of cash. You can even split your position. You put it in treasuries, and then you put it in Bitcoin. You can decide later whether you want to put stocks, real estate, buy a home, mortgage, buy a fishing boat, whatever you want to do. Side by side. These are all great things.
You might need a side by side.
You might need a side by side. But if you got that cash and you weren't going to put it in stocks because you had to analyze it, like you can just put it in treasuries or Bitcoin. You can just do that. And since they are buying back treasuries, that money is going into Bitcoin, which leads to my third point is that if they are going back to originally what you said in what this article,
Quantitative easing.
If they are printing money,
Mm-hmm.
they are printing money, and they might be doing it politically too because
Exactly. It's
elections,
the midterms. Honestly.
Yep. And then the other big thing, that won't solve everything because the biggest driver of inflation is oil because it's a fundamental thing that makes and moves everything. If they
and like the dollar is a petro-backed dollar. That's
Yep.
exactly.
So I was
gold.
going to be negative and I was going to say they actually need to solve
I'm excited.
Yeah, but they actually also need to solve the Iran problem that they started. I looked it up this morning. Iran's president said we should negotiate an end to this war because we're in a position of strength.
Watch. Yeah.
But
Watch.
that's fine. That's fine.
No. I don't. Exactly. All I want is calmness. All I want is calmness, business wise. I don't care. Is like once that happens though, then I think Bitcoin's gonna just surge to 100K, dude. I'm very excited. Like if they get a deal done.
And then if treasuries are buying things down, oil is going down. If inflation goes down, and if they can cut interest rates,
We're back. We might be back. For a couple years anyway. Who knows?
Yeah. The government is going to collapse all of society eventually.
Hope you know how to hunt. Al, you got a... Boy, he's full of energy today. He's got his head down. He's just grinding. This guy.
Al grinding.
He must have got good sleep.
Grinding
He must
Gore.
have. He must be he seems very healthy this week. I'm just proud of you, Unc.
Yep.
You even wrote some contract, like this AI contract clause.
Yep. I've been teaching kids football. Some of them are chickens with their heads cut off. But what I've learned through TikTok is to not yell at them. Is to go up to them.
Good job.
Tell them exactly what to do.
You've learned this through TikTok.
And then tell them and then say,
Okay.
do it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't TikTok. It was whatever scrolled. It was on X. Or Instagram. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Al, AI contract clause.
Yeah, what is this?
So I want to talk to everyone because a lot of people are in the architectural and engineering community, as are you. And part of our fee is responding to comments from and communicating with the client. Like that's just baked in. That's part of it.
Yeah.
You have meetings. You know that they're going to have emails, all this other stuff. We've been operating like that for how many years, Lance? Lance Data? 17. Lance Data.
17.
Yep.
The amount of data I have now.
Exactly. That's why this is foreshadowing, Lance. This is foreshadowing.
So good, you guys. You don't even know.
We've been operating like that for 17 years. Other firms have been operating in this known communication cycle 30, 50, 5, 10 years, doesn't matter. AI has now, there's been one client of yours and one potential client of mine where they spit out AI and they want us to respond to that. We can't just have AI respond back because
we can't.
It's not actually answering the questions. The other thing is when AI spits out questions to us, a lot of times it's out of context. It doesn't it's literally out of context questions, or they're asking questions that are basically industry standard, like, "Hey, can I use the drawings once they're done and paid for?" Like, yeah, that's literally the purpose of this.
Yeah,
God. And they because the other thing too is that they're exhaustive. They're exhaustive.
What are
the AI?
The questions?
Yep, because people are asking AI. Review this, look at this, and come up with your concerns. Well, AI is going to come up with concerns. It's not going to say, "Oh, no concerns." It's going to come up with concerns no matter what.
Especially if you're using the non-paid version and you don't have it trained and you're not giving it good prompts. I think a lot of people don't understand the workflow. We've already talked about human, AI, human a lot on this show, but the other one is like I pit Grok against ChatGPT all the time, or Gemini, or whatever.
Yep.
And I say, "Hey, ChatGPT," because it doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't care.
Yep.
Like that, it's gonna fight with the other one. It's an idiot. It's not real, right?
Yep.
So I make ChatGPT write prompts for Grok for something Grok is gonna do.
Yep.
And I guarantee that's not happening at a pedestrian level.
And then here's the other thing. Imagine this, because I need to put it into a human context. No one does this because it makes no sense and it would cost too much money.
Boy, it really fired you up today.
Well, imagine every time you communicate with a client.
Oh, God, I was like that for a bit. Until I called one out and I said 75% of this, I ran it through my AI, and it's all written by AI. This is ridiculous.
But here's the relationship as if it was a human. Imagine, Lance, that you are the client. I am the architect. And every time you respond like, "Hey, I give you a whole bunch of information. We have a meeting. You're going to take some time and you're going to respond." You pay a lawyer to say, and you ask the lawyer, "What are your concerns? What should I be asking here?" And then you tell your lawyer, "Be friendly. Don't use legal terms,
Don't
but
scare 'em.
Yep. But what are your concerns? What should I be asking here?" The lawyer is going to come up with a laundry list of things. You're literally paying them to do it. They're going to take their time. They're going to write some stuff every single time. What does the lawyer, you're the client. It's for your house. He doesn't have all of this is going to be almost nonsense from this lawyer. It's going to be nonsense. It's like, why does he care where you want your laundry? But he's going to have a comment about that. He's going to have a comment about that.
Oh, yeah.
And then the answer will be like, "Well, Lance, we already talked about it. And you want your laundry right next to your kitchen because then you like to do your laundry during supper, and it's just right there.
Did you ever think you would have to be doing this right now?
If you would have asked me, I would have said yes. But now I'm putting in, and people should put in their contract.
Here we go.
And I put in additional services real quick, and it's going to be
This is not legal advice, but this is just us talking.
Yep. Responding to AI questions will be additional services.
So amazing.
Because this is a transition. This is a new thing.
I love that. I love it so much. You have to. Okay.
And I think most people will understand it immediately and be like, oh yeah, I didn't think about it that way. Makes complete sense. If you want me to, I can. But
we can get into an endless AI loop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, here's the positive stuff coming from the AI side of things today. If that's okay.
Yes.
All right, great. So I did something. We had a summer intern, Delaney. She was great. And what I had her do is I've been wanting to do this for so long. I really like just understanding like the history of, this show, the firm, even like fishing data, like, oh my gosh, look at all the places you fished, all that kind of stuff. I just got, how many steps I take, right? So I've recorded my steps I've taken since I think 2009 or something like that. Like, it's an incredible database. It kind of like refocuses you and just, I think, helps provide clarity of where you've been, maybe where you're going. There we go. So what I had her do is go through all of our archives, and we archive everything. We've archived everything. We did lose 1 year. Just remember this, like 2013, we lost pretty much our whole server.
Yeah.
Yep. And
it literally physically broke somehow.
Yep. So we have everything else archived. Each year I have like folders. I have folders where they're for the team. They say archive 2026 team, for example. We try to keep and then the way our folder structure works is then we have current projects separate from that, right? And then once they're done, then we archive them, and they become a living record essentially of what we've done design-wise. So I had her go through all of the archive folders and find the most complete PDFs that she could find. Mm-hmm. They could range from schematic design development, construction docs, permit applications, whatever. And then she put them in year by year. Then I had ChatGPT write me a prompt for Grok saying, I explained what I had Delaney do, and I said, the end goal is to have a master database to actually see, like, what have we done? What percentage is residential? What percentage is multifamily? What percentage is commercial, industrial, and all of that? Where have we permitted? I mean, and so what it spit out was something super incredible, first of all. Let me just show you guys like a snapshot of it. So it went from 2010 all the way over to 2026, way down here. And it's basically saying, yep, you've done three. I can substantially, or like, I have a high probability. There's a high probability that this is built work, and it's complete, and so therefore categorized. We have 325 projects.
Yep. And since I briefly looked over this for a second, but I'll explain it to the audience. We have columns of project name, address, city, county, state, that doesn't matter, drawing year, primary type, this is great,
dude,
commercial, multifamily, single family,
scope,
and secondary type, because I saw one was our grow facility, and then the primary type was commercial.
Yep.
Oh, now it's a grow facility,
and it classified it as an addition, new construction, tenant improvement. Wasn't that awesome?
Yes. Then new versus existing, total square foot, units, stories that didn't really do well, client, that's great. Architect of record, it just has F9 production. So like those two, you could probably just delete if it can't get those two. Mm-hmm. Structural engineer, nothing. Notable features, greenhouse edition, commercial TI. So like, what else? Portfolio value, maybe you'll talk about that. Data source, then it lists the PDF so people could go look that up.
Exactly. Now we can, so now the idea is I gave a copy to Al. I'm going to give a copy to everybody else in the firm. And I'm going to say, this is like a huge 2-second lean. And it's just like, it can be so many things. And I'll talk about some of the things. We're going to go through a PowerPoint of like what it spit out for Al. Mm-hmm. So since it lists the source files, now we could access the database and say, look, point me to some source files. For example, let's say I have a client in Denver, middle of Denver, and they go, do you have any built work within like 15 minutes radius of our project? Oh, you know what? Let me look. I'm about positive we do, but let me get you some addresses you can drive by. And I could even then reference PDFs, right? So I could feed this back into Grok or ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever and say, give me a list of addresses within a 10-mile radius of this. Tell me what source files I should access from what folders to give them proof of work.
Yep. And what's going to happen, Lance is going to share this. He'll probably come up with a lien. And then someone will want to do a lien. And then me or him will say, put it in Google Drive. Put this spreadsheet in Google Drive. Because, Lance, look at this. I know you know this, but you can just then ask Gemini about this file.
Yeah.
And that's what you're getting at.
We run our email, the whole operation kind of through the Google Business Suite. So we have the paid version of Gemini. We have the professional version. And it's very good at finding data.
Yep.
For us. Yeah. If you're on Microsoft Outlook, I just don't know about you, but
you're questionable.
You're
a mark.
So this is this is what it spit
sorry
out.
To all you.
Yep. And then I started I could not stop. I was like, so last night, because I didn't quite finish the exercise last night. So this morning I woke up early, finished the exercise, was late to the show. But I had these tasks ready for it to go, and that's why I needed to finish it. One was like a big LinkedIn post with a really cool graphic. I don't even think you've seen this.
But before you go there, can I ask a question? Can you go back to your spreadsheet? Have you looked into summary stats?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so summary stats by year.
Yep.
Then how many projects are in each year.
Mm-hmm.
And then it lists the primary type. So single families, 193. Commercial, 61. Accessory structures, 15, and it goes on and on and on. Gotcha.
Yep. So exactly. So some of the tasks I had to already do this morning using that data was I put together. You should go check this out. I think it's a really great post actually. It's getting some traction already on the LinkedIn. Here it is. Come on. Here we go. It put together this awesome graphic. I tagged Al in it, so he'll probably like it later. It's like I thought I knew the history of my own firm, and then boom, it goes through all of this awesome stuff. And then this graphic. Oh my, how good is that, right? F9 by the numbers, 325 unique products, 17 years of architecture work, 51 projects in 2024 alone, 193 single-family residential, 61 commercial projects, 68 cities, 22 counties, 6 states, 1.4 million plus documented square feet that we've recorded. I don't know what the 79% since 2009 means. That may, I guess most of the projects that have actually occurred since 2019, which the PowerPoint goes through, 414 units documented. Really cool stuff. So I had it do that. I had it write. Let me see if I can pull it up here. It's preparing a blog series for us. The title of the first one is going to be 325 Projects Later, What We've Learned About Architecture in Colorado. Incredible. In the background, as we are recording, it wrote another 8, which were completely unique and totally cool.
What are you using? Just Grok?
This, I have chat for the blogs.
But yeah.
I've trained it.
Yep.
But I go back and forth. You got to go back and forth. You got to test it. Okay, now we're going to get to the meat and the potatoes of... I know what Al wants to see.
I want to see a PowerPoint.
Is a PowerPoint. He needs to see it. How do I start it again? Right here?
Yep.
Here we go. Please work.
It's coming on the big screen. There it is.
There it is. So if you're watching on the YouTube, I don't know how this is going to show up. Who cares? From the first slide it spit out, I said, hey, put together a slideshow for the show today. The title is F9, from 5 to 325, a 325 project look back at how the practice evolved from 2010 to 2026.
Corbin, architect in my group, texted me. He goes, you remember how we kind of re-kicked this off and it was the story of this? He said, have you guys reconsidered taking projects and doing spotlights on those projects, what happened, all this stuff? The reason why I bring that up is A, because he said it, but then B, this is a spotlight of the whole firm. we can maybe transition to that.
Oh,
we have to do
yeah.
it
Imagine
delicately.
imagine if you gave Claude, if you said, hey, Claude, I'm going to give you access to the archives, to the database.
Yeah.
Like, you could copy all of those folders now, if you wanted to, on your own, separate from Dropbox if you wanted to be safe or something like that.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And you could have it, and it could read the data. You could read the Excel spreadsheet. It could find the source files, and it could start spotlighting stuff like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. The database changes the conversation. 325 unique projects logged. This is kind of more like AI nonsense. It was saying, I got 266 high confidence records, 67 cities represented, 20 counties represented.
22, yeah.
22. And then this graphic's really cool. From 5 projects to a 51 project year. I don't know. I think 2024 was the year of the ADUs, and when that surge happened for us.
I almost feel like these numbers are low because there's no way in 2014 we did 1 project. You know what I mean?
You know what it took out a lot of?
What?
Remember the General Steel stuff?
Yeah.
It like didn't count those as substantial projects, which I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go look in the 2014 folder. I'm pretty sure that's when some of the data got lost.
That could have been one
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
But I do think there's a lot of truth in what it's showing. So like one of the one was it said the firm became durable after 2019. What happened in 2018, 2019? Longtime listeners, you would know if you were a longtime listener, right? Like, that's when they started F12, the development company. That's when they became builders, and then things started to take off from there. And I know we preach about it all day long, right?
Go back a slide, please. I think the consistent numbers too are from 2019 on. So
Yeah.
And even if it's a little bit low, maybe 40 to 50 projects a year.
And let's say that's Al's discernment when he takes the database and does whatever he wants with it. He's like, hey, let's only think about the data from 2019 onwards, and also disregard 2016. So from 2019 to 2025. And he says something like, provide me a snapshot of the percentage of single-family work we did over that course, percentage of commercial, whatever Al needs. Now he can. It's up to you.
Sure.
Yeah, this isn't a perfect data set, but it is something.
It's the start.
Yep.
It's the start.
Yep.
The start to our Jarvis.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Our Jarvis. Yeah. 3 eras show up in the numbers. I love how it framed us as like, yep, technically, yeah, startup from 2010 to 2014. Proof happened from 2015, 2018, and then mainstay. I totally buy that one, right? Like, yeah, they look pretty established from 2019 onwards, right? Houses were the training ground. Al was right. Single-family residential. 60% of what we've done has been single-family. Then it's about 25% is commercial and industrial. Then we start to taper into like 10% and 5% for ADU and multifamily.
So 50%, single family. Mm-hmm. No, 60%.
Yep.
20% commercial.
Yep.
And then 20% is miscellaneous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I just wanted some of the backstory of this because Lance was texting me while I was doing kid stuff and then working out. He took, to reiterate, he took all the PDFs that Delaney put and then he threw them into AI and broke AI and then had to do it per year. I actually was shocked that AI could take that. And then I was, because I knew you were doing this project.
I broke Grok twice last night and ChatGPT once.
Yep. I was just shocked.
I had to delete all of the memory, like all of the files 2 times.
Yeah.
And then reload them. And it was a task. Yeah. It was hard. It took a lot of computation power. Diversification, then the practice broadened. Again, it's kind of reflecting like 2019 and 2025. Commercial and industrial work grows most visibly in the mainstay era, Al Gore. We are becoming diversified. AI and accessory work becomes steady secondary lane, especially after 2019. Multifamily and mixed use never dominate the count, but they change the scale of responsibility. This is one of my favorite ones. It's like, because here's the other way I want. So first of all, I just want to back up a little bit. If you're listening to this, I don't care where you're at in your practice. If you are starting up, thinking about starting up, 2 or 3 years deep, 17 like us, do this. Take the time, take a day or two, get your data together, and figure out and run it through all of this. So you can then be armed with data that swats down objections from clients, right? So if they say like, well, what's your experience in Boulder? I go, you know what? Very substantial. Yeah. We've permitted 69 times successfully in Boulder. The city we've permitted the most in is Denver. That's why we have, like, for me, it was confirmation of like, oh yeah, it makes sense why we have a Denver office and a Longmont office. Mm-hmm. Once you looked at the top cities that we have designed in, permitted in, built in, and all of that. By the way, it spit out a map. I didn't even show you. In like an interactive, you can zoom in on it.
Where the projects are?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen that on a client's website.
It can make
and I love it.
I bet you could get Claude to make a graphic that Leslie, our web developer, could put in.
F9 projects.
Dude, so cool. So cool. Just think about all the ways you can then convince clients, like specific to areas. And you can then access your database and say, like, here's 3 example projects. I got 10 more if you really want to see them that we've pushed through. Lakewood, for example, which is very hard to permit in Colorado. Next slide. Scale jump is hiding in plain sight. This is kind of just listing all the square footages with some of our bigger projects. Look at you, like the Crusoe TI and stuff that we did, P5. Unit counts. It's trying to, counted all the units per different projects, right? And then the inflection years, it's just kind of a summary, like, first data sets, and then it shows where we're like where we became like sort of we're established and all of that. So what the data says about F9 now, we'd love your reaction now. 1, we're not a startup anymore. We already knew that. 2, we're still residential at the core. Yep, Al just won. Round of applause, gold medal, International Architecture Award for level 1. So clearly we are still residential all day long. We're broader and more durable, more commercial, ADUs, multifamily. It hasn't even, we have public projects that are not complete yet that we're going to feed in at the end of this year.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, holy cow, you guys are on the right diversity track here. 4, the next chapter isn't intentional. What does that mean? What do we choose next? Yeah.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts?
So here's the question that it spit out. The first 325 projects made F9 and Mainstain. What should the next 325 projects make us? One I first thought is the next chapter international.
Oh. Oh yeah.
The next, so this is a preview. We are getting more into government housing, stuff like that. Based on what I said too, we might be getting into more northern Colorado work. Mm-hmm. And me and you are a big believer, and this is the next step that you're doing with this data, is that you have to then demonstrate to the internet, to the AI, and to the people that you're doing it. So putting that out there and then thinking too, okay, this is what we've done. It doesn't mean that this is what we're only going to do. So I actually like the diversification in the amount of projects that we're doing, right? What do we want to do?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Exactly. Yeah. Something to think about. Again, refocuses your perspective, gets you thinking in a different way, I think. So don't be afraid of it. Yes, the Terminators will take over at some point, but you got to become John Connor, become an Out-Connor like me. See you next week.
We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk.
Here you can see our clients' dreams becoming reality.
Great tip that we'll explore.
The best, frankly, it's the best tip of 2025 from what I hear.
I think it is too.